silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all their princes as Zebah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever, yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah, art the Most High over all the earth. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and the princes thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord God of hosts?
Then we're going to visit some comments. This is just to get a view of what these people say. Now, I'm going to give some context to this, and then we're going to check out the comments, and you're going to see the ignorance of the people we just.
The education system is all a lie. If Americans weren't the original people of this land, we actually took it from black people. Everything we've been taught in the American education system is all a lie. Native Americans weren't the original people of this land. We actually took it from black people.
Okay, now, there's a lot of evidence to prove that. Like, for instance, they claim the first slaves in America that were brought from Africa came to Virginia, and that was like a few, let's say it was 1,000,000 slaves, right? Because most of them wouldn't have survived that voyage, right? Why would we outnumber these people? I drove from one part of America to the other, from New Jersey to California, and I've never seen one of these people in my entire ride coming. But you know who I did see in every state I passed through? Black people. Because we're the Native Americans. Why would we outnumber them? What sense does that make if we came here on a boat to Virginia? Furthermore, if you look up the slave codes in America, they were written long before any Africans were ever brought here. That just proves, all right? Now, I'm going to get into these comments to show you the ignorance of the white Europeans on this land. Because they don't care about us, and they pretend they do, and they talk about Jesus and love, but they really don't. They don't know what they're talking about. They're a bunch of vultures feeding off of us. And they can say that's not true, but, like, can you prove that's not true? No, they can't. None of them can prove that's not true. That's what I be saying. Like, the burden of proof weighs on them. If you want to say we're all Africans and you brought us here, you got to prove that. But they can't. Like, when you go over the narrative they present, it's ridiculous. Like, why would the slave codes be written before Africans were brought in? It's obvious what went down here. They came here, they enslaved our people, stole our land, and rewrote the history. Now, this is what we deal with from them and their descendants. The descendants of the people who did all these horrible things, this is what we're dealing with. I'm sorry, guys. This is a little slow. It's always slow when I'm doing this. Okay. See this guy, as if it really matters. Yeah, what kind of shit is that? And then I told him like, see, I told him, let me translate how that sounds to the indigenous people of this land. We stole your land, we enslaved your people, because that's the real history. And now you say, as if it really matters. That's a bad look. That's what I told him. That John got three reactions. I didn't react to my own comment. Usually I do, but it got three, so I just left it alone. Now, that conversation went on for a little bit. Okay, Nick? And I hope you see this. We're going to explain this to you. That's what he said in response. Okay? One of my boys jumped in there. Y'all see that? Of course, some white person agreed with him, I guarantee. Because this is a white person. I've seen his profile. He just changed it. And these are the arguments that be going down on the internet on my Facebook page. So you bring out a truth, and they're trying to like, oh, a black chick agreed with him. Look at that. At least I think this is a black chick. Let's check it out. Nah, it's too slow. Everything is loading too slow for that. While I'm recording my screen, like it just the computer sucks. But look, yo, Nick, check this out. Let's look up the definition of recompense. Okay? To make amends to someone for a loss or harm suffered. Okay? Now listen, they gave examples, and most of these involve money and victims and this and that. Well, look, this is what the Most High says about the recompense. We know you're godless heathens, most of y'all, Nick. But look, and this is what we're dealing with. This is the pride of the Europeans. They have pride. That's why they don't want to. But this is what's destined to happen to all of y'all. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and a man shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, and shall destroy his house with the sword, and spoil their goods, because the lack of bread, and for the great tribulation. Behold, saith God, I will call together the kings of the earth to reverence me, with which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and I don't know how to pronounce that word, Lebanus and Lebanus, to themselves once again and other, and I will repay them the things they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, saith the Lord God of hosts. That's what's coming to this nation. A recompense. You're not gonna come here and steal our land and enslave our people and think that you're gonna roll around like everything's good. It doesn't matter what you guys say. This is the end of it. And you know that this situation right here where it talks about for look how expensive food's getting. Ever since that Brick Nation currency came out, everything is getting more expensive in this nation. And we know we're suffering from that a little bit too, but like just to see that this is coming upon y'all about to see. Y'all about to see then instead of y'all teaming up and coming at us and stealing our shit, you're all gonna feed on each other. And that's biblical. It says in the Bible and other places, all those who have oppressed Israel, he shall feed with their own blood, and you're going to spoil each other and fight with each other. That's what's going to happen. So y'all could talk all that nice shit now. And there's other places in the Bible where this is spoken about. I mean, the recompense that God's going to bring to you. Look, check this out. See, but if you guys are real Christians, you would know this, but you're not. You're not real Christians, and Christianity ain't real anyway. Judaism is real. Okay, check this out. Where is it? He who letteth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience of the saints and the patience and the faith of the saints. Bam, right there. Right there. So all you Christians that want to say like we're coming with new interpretations, no, you guys just ignore the things that make you uncomfortable. You see, why is Ezra removed from the Bible? Does that make any sense that they will remove this scripture? Because this will let you know who they're talking about. This is why they don't. Most of the people who aren't Mormons don't recognize the Book of Mormon, and the people who are Mormons don't even understand what they're reading, because they would know that this is a biblical promised land. Now, with that being said, what excuses do y'all have to justify living on our land? Let's not go over the whole historical injustices and all the picnics and all the horrible, heinous things that happened to us here. But that shouldn't be recompensed. And you know what? If we bring this up, we're racist. If we talk about the history, we're racist. If we talk about this being our inheritance and how you came here and stole our inheritance and our ancestral lands, we're racist. You know, so y'all can have your little pool parties and hotels and multiple vacations and set up your schools that don't teach nothing but lies. Y'all defend that. Some of y'all are ignorant, don't know about none of this, and that's fine. Like it's not easy. You got to have the spirit working with you. You got to be called to come into this information. That's fine if you don't, understand this or know this. But when it's shown to you and you react, you're showing your true colors. When it's shown to you and you react negatively, you're just showing your true colors. Like that's all you're doing. You know, y'all remember the conversation the reparations came up in California recently, and look how all the people out there reacted. The Democrats, I mean, they're not for us. Democrats are not for us, and those measures they were talking about were never going to benefit us. I'm just saying, for the people who believe that that was going to benefit us and that was going to help us, for the people that believe that, where is the cause for justice? Like California says they're gonna give reparations to the indigenous people of California, who are the black people. And if y'all look at that, California is where Queen Khalifa was, and the Khalifian Indians, and that whole legend that the Spanish came here looking for. They found it. They, like I said, they found exactly the holy sacred paradise, and they fucked it up, and they vandalized it, and they what's the word? Desecrate. They desecrated it. So after that, now they sit here and say, "Oh, we don't owe them nothing. Oh, they should get up and work." Well, maybe you guys who came here as pilgrims and overflew and over invaded our land should leave. Don't call me no racist for talking about what the hell y'all have done, bro. If my foster mother can tell me where black people couldn't go in her town, and the old heads around here, they can all tell you stuff from that age, then it wasn't that long ago. They try to put this in the past, like, oh, that was 500 years ago. Y'all been discriminating. Y'all been doing that from here to this day. Look, just like it says in Ezra's right here. Just like it says in Ezra's here. As they do yet this day unto my chosen. It doesn't say that you guys freed slaves. It doesn't say that. Y'all never freed slaves. Y'all just changed the whole system around. You know who got paid for reparations and slavery? Slave masters. Do you know whose land this is? This is black people's land. This is Africa. America is Africa. Why do you think you have the West India Trading Company, the uh, the East India Trading Company all over the West Indies? Why do you think George Washington could write that letter to Morocco before Morocco was founded as a nation? Because the real Morocco is here. If you look at the ground plan map for the Louisiana Purchase, it shows you all that. It's clearly showing you all of that. But you guys are frivolous people who only are concerned with having fun and what's good for yourself and what's pleasurable to you. And all of them are like that. They do things only because it's pleasurable to them. Therefore, you're going to be given over to the rebuke of the coming age. Just like black people dealt with this rebuke in this age, the next age, and we've already entered that. Y'all just starting to feel the dregs. The next age is your turn to take that cup of trembling. you know, and this is what's coming. Hey, read the Apocalypse of Abraham. I got that on my channel. That should give you some understanding. Um, like I said, and then look, when I say invaded, yes, I say invaded. I mean invaded. Whenever this decides to load, so we already went over what the patience of the saints is, so I can delete that. Okay. Yeah, so when I say invaded, yes, I mean invaded. When the book of Isaiah is talking about giving the Egyptians over to a cruel master, hey, you guys are that cruel master. The French, the British, the Americans that colonized this land, you all came under one title as American. You guys are that cruel master. All right? That's you. That's not us. And then look, it's funny that white people be like, we are the lost tribes of Israel. I didn't even respond to that. I laughed in my head. I didn't even respond to that. When they came here as pilgrims and enslaved the tribes of Israel. You know, you just can't. I don't know, man. People are like, gone. Like, look at this guy right here. Y'all see this? I'm gonna highlight this. You guys see this? Like, you guys see that? But they know what's going on. I mean, not all of them. Like, this is this. People believe this because of the wickedness of their ancestors, bro. All right. You guys came across just like the Book of Mormon says in Ezra's. Y'all came in Ezra's in Nephi. Y'all came across the many waters to this great land of promise, and you've conquered the land with violence and wickedness. And the Most High, the patient God of the earth, allowed that in hopes that you would repent and come to Him and recognize where you're wrong at. You guys built a whole new existence and you put all of this stuff on the other side of the world. But that's why they don't find these biblical cities like that, because they're all here in America, north and south, you know? That's why they don't find these things, because they're all here. They have fake archaeologists, they have fake Egyptology. Put it like this: the French are the leading heads of Egyptology. In their own history, they admit that they ran up in Egypt. So the people that ran up in Egypt are trying to teach me about Egyptology. Does that make any sense? All right, we're going to cut this and leave it, fam. I hope this video streams good. Like I said, like, subscribe to my channel. If I get monetized on YouTube anytime soon, I'll buy better equipment. I'll make better videos. And hopefully I'll make enough to where I can go to these places. I want to revisit Utah, hit some of those spots that are sacred and maybe off limits. Let's see if I get arrested, guys. I'll definitely let them arrest me. I don't care. I'm walking right up there. I'm, feel me? We're the indigenous people of this land. I'm walking right up in there. I don't care. Get it on camera, live, and everything. You feel me? But if y'all want to see more of that, help me build my YouTube channel up. We'll fund it. I work already, but how I work, right now I'm from New Jersey. This job I'm working got me in PA, and when you say New Jersey, we're literally talking about Babylon too. Like, Babylon was a country that stretched from the East Coast, from most of the East Coast up into the northern part of the East Coast. See? Y'all got the Plains of Abraham up here. You got the Tower of Babel up here, Lewis Babel Ecological Reserve. That's the Tower of Babel. Most of these sacred sites, like Zion National Park, are in national parks and things like that. That's what's going on here. You see what I mean? Like, they just made us into a commodity here. But, fam, if this resonates with you, hey, go with that. Please share, like, subscribe. You feel me? Thank you.